Hello everybody and welcome to another video of how to repair your washing machine. If your washing machine is not draining the water out, well, stay tuned and I will show you how to get that problem fixed. And this video is dedicated to like 5 different brands of washing machines. That includes Kenmore, State, Roper, Whirlpool, Maytag, General Electric, and many other washing machines. And here the tools that we are going to be using today is going to be a flathead screwdriver, it's going to be a Phillips screwdriver, some wire cutters, and some wire strippers. And always don't forget, for your own safety, make sure that your appliance is disconnected from the power and your waters are turned off, just in case of an emergency. If it's really an emergency, call 911 or try to fix it yourself if you can. Right here today we are going to be working on a Kenmore. It's a 90s series 3-speed with speed combination ultra rinse system. So let's get on with the show. What we are gonna start by doing first right now, we are gonna use our flathead screwdriver. And right here you have 2 covers. You got one on the right and one on the left here. And sometimes you could just do it with your bare hands. If you get the back of the cover here and pull it towards you, sometimes they come off easy. But if they don't want to come out, like this one came out first, easy. But sometimes if they don't want to come out, you just use your screwdriver here, and you put it in there, and you put it out like that. That's how you remove these covers. Give you a closer look of how I did that. First, you put your hand behind your cover here, and you pull it towards you, and it should come right out like this. Sometimes if they're hard to get out and you pull and won't come out, all you gotta do is pull your flathead screwdriver right there and twist it, and it should come out. And right here behind the covers you see a screw that we need to take off, and another one on the left hand side here. So that's a Phillips screwdriver that we need to use on that one. By using your Phillips screwdriver, you just place it in there, you turn it counterclockwise until it comes all the way out. I suggest that we always use a Phillips screwdriver or any screwdriver for the appliances, because sometimes if you use power tools, these things are fragile and made of plastic. So if sometimes you use a power tool, you could break the parts out, and you gotta replace those pieces too. By the way, everybody who's watching this, please, I would appreciate if you guys like, share, and subscribe, because I will be posting more videos of different repair things that I'll be doing, showing everybody on the washing machine. By the way, before I start disassembling this washing machine, I want to explain to you a little bit of why the washing machine is not draining your water out. If your washing machine is filling up the tub with water and washing your clothes, but then when it comes to the spin cycle, it completely dies, it doesn't do nothing after that, that could be because it has a door switch here. Some of them have it here in the front, some of them on the side, and this one has it back here, or some of them has it under here. The newer models have the switch under here on your left hand side, but this one has the switch here. The way that works is that the lid has a little stick here, a little plastic, that when you close the lid, it clicks the switch, the door switch in there, and that activates the motor or the timer to let know when it's time to drain the water out. That allow power to go to the motor to spin the water out. So in some cases, if you don't hear a click like this one, if you don't hear that click, that means that your switch is broken and you should replace it. And I will show you in a couple of seconds or minutes. I'll show you how to replace it, or if you don't have the money to replace the part, I will show you how to bypass that part. So that way you don't have to be having that issue again. And another way that you could find out to see if your switch is not working, with the lid off, closed, and you put your washing machine on the spin cycle and you turn it on. If you hear a humming noise, which, like, if the motor is spinning, then that means that either your transmission or your coupling is broken. But in another video, I will show you how to replace the transmission and the coupling. But on this video, we're just gonna pretend that this switch doesn't work. In this case, this switch does work, but we're gonna pretend like it doesn't. And I will show you how to take it apart and replace it with a new one. Now that we have removed the screws from here, now we're gonna grab the panel from both sides, and we are going to pull it towards us, out, and then up. So these hooks right here, they hook up to the board right here, and that's the reason why you gotta pull it towards you and push them out so they can go around. And once you've done that, you can flip it over and you'll fix it. Right here, this plug, that is to the lid switch here. So that's the way we're gonna disconnect it. And right here, if you see, you got two screws that are holding the lid switch in place. So we're gonna remove those and we're gonna disconnect it from here, and we have to remove these two tabs right here in order to move the casing out and remove the lid switch from there. Once again, you get your flathead screwdriver and you put it in there in the slot, and then you push it towards the back. When you hear it snap, you see what you're doing here is that you're putting your flathead screwdriver in that gap right there, and you are making it pop out like this. So once you've done that, you can just easily remove this out of there. You do the same thing on the other side. Close this for now. So you do the same thing here. You put the flathead screwdriver in there, you push it to the back, and it snaps. So once you got both of these out, then you can remove the casing out of the way. Right here, you have the spring snap off. Then you disconnect it from right here. With the little tap, you disconnect the power of your lid switch. Then you lift up the lid, you get the casing from the front, and you lift it up towards you. And then you pull it straight out. We'll remove these two sides here. Now, once your casing is removed, you open your lid. And remember those screws that I told you about? We're going to remove those out of the way because those are the ones that are holding the lid switch. So there's one. Right now it should just fall right off as soon as we remove this screw right here. There you go. And the lid switch is loose, but it's not removed yet. And here is hanging right here. You see the lid. This is the lid switch right here. This is the thing that it causes or activates the motor to drain the water out. You see this little hook right here? You just put your screwdriver in there and you just take it out of there. There's another one up here, and you do the same thing. You just take it out. Take those wires out of there. I'm sorry, it's kind of hard to do it one-handed. Okay, so we remove the wires from in there. Okay, so now that the wires are out of there and they're hanging right here, then you go up here and you press on this little tab right here and you press it in and you push it out. And you do the same thing to the other side. Just be patient, take your time, and do it right. And there you go. It's free. Now we got the lid switch off the door. Now it's time to put it all back. Now we're going to put everything back in place. That's how we took it out. And in this case, this usually goes, if this is a ground cable, it should have a bolt in there, but I don't know why was it missing. But anyways, we are gonna put this the connector back in place. Make sure it snaps in there so that way you tag on it, it won't fall out. You put your wires back in the hook. They go hold that switch. And the way that you put your lid switch back in place, if you can see those holes there, those holes have to match with these holes right here. Once you match the holes on the lid switch and on the board, then you could put your screws in there. Okay, once you have your lid switch back in place, then you can start putting everything back together. You can flip your casing and put it back in the washing machine. But before we do that right now, I am going to show you how to bypass the lid switch. So that way, if you cannot afford a new lid switch for your washing machine, you could just bypass it and have this problem no more. And for this is where we're gonna need our wire cutters and our wire strippers and a wire connector or cramper, whatever you wanna call it. We have a little cramper. So let's go take our tools. And I will show you here. And right here, remember I told you guys about that ground cable here? Never forget to connect it back into the washing machine. The casing has a little hole right there for the bolt. So we just twist it in there. And then we get an 8mm socket and we give it a little tiny. Don't get too crazy on it because sometimes they're rusty and they break off. So we got a ground cable connected to the casing. We got a lid switch connected to the casing. And now we're gonna show you how to bypass the lid switch. So remember all the spare wire that we have here. So what we are going to do here, the lid switch has 3 wires. Actually has 2 wires. The 2 gray wires, or sometimes it's white and black, those are the power wires. They go to the lid switch. And remember this yellow and green cable or wire, that one is the ground. That one goes from the connector to the casing. And these 2 wires, they're the power wires for the lid switch. They go from the connector to the lid switch here. So in order to bypass those, we cut the 2 gray wires. There's one, and there's 2. So now what we do here, the 2 wires that are coming out of the connector, we strip those 2 wires. We're getting our wire strippers. See the wires like this. We get both of the wires, and we get our fastener or tightener or cramper, whatever you want to call it. We put it on. We get our wire crampers or smasher, whatever you want to call it. On one side, make sure, give it a little tug, that way it won't come out. And you do the other side the same. This is how we bypass it, or we put it direct. So you won't be having that problem again of not draining your water out. And now it's time to put the casing back into the washing machine. So the same way that we took it out, we put it back in. You put it in from the bottom first. You put them back in there, is make sure that the casing slides under the front of the washing machine on the bottom. If you can see right there, right in the corner, you see those little holes right there? Those little holes, they're on the casing. And on the stand of the washing machine, it has 2 little hooks that go in there. So once that's in there, you slide it. But here in the back also, before we put it in there, there's a little hook right there, if you can see. And on the opposite side, on the casing, there's a hole which allows that to travel in there. So that way your washing machine won't come apart. So once you put your casing under there, you push it in. Make sure that at the same time that you're doing that, you pull the back of the washing machine towards you, because the water filler is back there and it gets on the way. It gets cut up and it won't allow you to put the casing down. When you put the casing down, you make sure that the little tabs that I show you earlier, they're inside the casing. Check this side. You check on the other side too. And then from that, you get these little hooks. and you insert them in there. You first put them in that slot right there, and you push it towards you, and then you just put pressure, snap it in there. Don't forget to hook up your lid switch connector, and you do the same thing to the other side. You put it under in that slot right there, and you push it in there. Once you're done with that, then you flip your board back to the front. Right here, you make sure that those hooks, if you can see those hooks, go in those holes and then push it back. Then you go to the other side, make sure that those hooks are in the holes, and you push it back. And there you go, it's ready to put these screws on there. One on the left, one on the right. We got a Phillips screwdriver. Remember, don't use no power tools because you might break these things. They're way too fragile, or sometimes they just slip. And there's that crazy dog over there. And there we go. Either you replace that lid switch or you bypass that lid switch. Whatever you want to do, this is how. Once you got it in there, there's a crazy dog bear. Then we go again, we grab our covers, and first make sure you see those little slots, the little hooks that it has right there. It has one on the bottom, and another one here, and another one here, and it got two up here. So make sure that you always put the thing in the bottom first, and then from there you go to the second one and the third. Once they're installed, then you just give a little tap, and it's in there. And you do the same thing on the other side. Bottom first, then second, and there you go. There you go. I want to thank you all for watching this entire video. If it did help you, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and leave comments. If you need any other fixing on your washing machine or dryers, later on I'll be posting videos of how to replace parts on dryers or fixing problems on dryers too. So if you wanna follow me, I'll be trying to post every Tuesday of the week how to repair washing machines or how to repair dryers. But if you're having problems with your washing machine or dryer, don't forget to leave me any comments or any questions you have. And well, I hope that you learn from here, that you learn how to replace or bypass a lid switch. And don't forget that everything that you learn, you could use it for the rest of your life now. And if you decide to make a couple dollars on the side, you can always do that. So you want to follow me on how to repair different things on the washing machines. I am here to show you step by step how to take it apart, how to replace it, and how to make that extra dollar. So until next time, may God bless all of you, and you guys have a good weekend, good holidays, and a good life. May God bless everybody. Thank you.